All right, Alderwoman, we are ready.
Good morning. The Engrossment Rules Resolution and Credentials Committee meeting is called to order. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Alderwoman, we are ready.
Woman Howard.
Present. I thought you were doing the unmuting, sorry.
Alderwoman Green.
Present. Present.
Alderman Todd.
Present.
Chairwoman Tyus.
Present.
4 present, you have quorum.
Thank you. Which is very unusual since we have the fantastic new clerk that makes sure our minutes are done. We don't have minutes to this time, so we will skip number 4 on the agenda and move to a new phase of what we're going to be doing now. This is the way it should have been done in the first place, but I've tried to take changes slowly. This is both a engrossment and an enrollment committee. I have been doing self by sitting in every Friday, getting there a little early or in the middle of the board meeting and comparing the green formal copies, which are the enrollment copies, to the white copies, which we engrossed. It took, sometimes we had 15, 20 board bills on the desk. It was too much. It was never supposed to be that the chair did it, except for maybe an exception. So now, before we do engrossments, we will do enrollments from the last week. It'll take another week, but it'll have every eye on these 2 board bills. What you do to enroll, actually have to compare. They should have given you, and so we're doing this for the first time. So what we should have is not what I call the green copy, which is the final copy. And we have to compare that with the copy that we did last week, which was the enrolled copy. We have to make sure nothing is different on them. A few more than once, we still did make mistakes. So I don't want to be the only person out there doing it. So now we will be doing enrollment, and then that I will sign them and give them to the clerk, and the clerk will have them so that we won't wait until Friday to have to do this. That will give the staff actually time to prepare these bills, because we were going too fast and was putting a lot of pressure on the staff. And this is actually how it reads in our rules of what should happen. And every week I will be making a report to the clerk and the president of what bills we pass out of enrollment and what bills we pass out of engrossment. And if you ever look at our agenda on the line items, there is a place for that to happen. And last week I did make that report, and I will be doing it every Wednesday. I will report out what we did. So saying all of that, the first board bill up for enrollment is, oh, I'm sorry. If anybody has any questions, this is the time to ask me the questions about it so we can get it straight. So yes,
I do.
Howard.
Just for clarity, enrollment is the second step in the process. Engrossment is when we review it, we make any necessary changes or find any errors. Then the enrollment is the final pass where we compare the law, what will be voted into law potentially versus what we have in front of us. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. And we can't make any corrections unless it's of a mistake that was made. The only way we could do something, if it's different,
clerical,
even that, if it has to be the same as the engrossed copy. If it is different than the engrossed copy, say for instance, it says the bird is black, but when we got the enrolled copy, it said the bird is blue. That's a mistake. We are to catch that and correct that. The 2 copies have to be the same.
okay. I got it. So the enrollment is the final step. The engrossment is the first step. Okay.
Yes.
I just was not sure. Yeah. Okay. That helps. I'm good. No further questions, ma'am.
Alderwoman Tyus, I did print the green copy and put it in the other members' boxes, which I know they're not going to be down there. However, Terry tried to email it. It didn't come out green.
Okay,
So
and
you print it their boxes.
I didn't expect you all to give them green copies. If we could just mark one engrossed copy, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Top engrossed copies so that we will know that's the engrossed copy. We only really need to use up that paper for me. And I sign it and I will take it then, bring it down to the board as soon as we finish with this meeting. And then the clerk will have it in his hand and it won't be Friday at the last moment. We'll actually have some space, and in case something goes wrong, then the clerk, the president can sign it so that on Friday, third read it, then it's ready for the mayor. And I think it takes a little pressure off of you because it gives you a week to print things up. So if it's all right with you and the clerk, it doesn't have to be green to the other members. I'll still keep coming get my copies, but if right across is the enrolled copy. And we can just keep our engrossed copies. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
I have a question about the process, I guess, for the clerk, Madam Chair. May I?
Sure.
So I guess with technology, the process, I'm wondering if we're kind of redundant here, and this is nothing to change anything going forward at this point. But once you all type this up and we look at it after you've made the changes, do you actually send a physical copy to the the person that puts it into the journal? I can't remember the position. What is it called? Yeah, anyway.
The registrar's office, you think?
The registrar's office.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So do you actually send a physical paper copy?
The green copy goes to them, goes to the registrar's office.
A paper.
Of paper,
So-
actual paper.
Okay. Now, do you also send an electronic copy?
They have not requested it. They have to file the original paper copy at this
Okay.
point. Now, they can have a electronic copy, but we don't send them one. They usually pick it up off of the website.
Okay. Well, that's what I was wondering, because I mean, that's labor intensive to retype all that and put it into the final thing, but that's another conversation. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
If I may go just a little bit further, Madam Chairwoman, we were hoping that if we scanned it on the computer, it would still show as green paper, but it didn't. So what we did was to put it in the drive as one folder says enroll for enrollment, other says for engross. So
I see that.
But
Yeah.
they're still white. We were hoping that the technology would allow the color to come through, but it didn't.
Well,
No, we were hoping.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all.
I might add another thing. We have not enabled or changed our rules and or charter to allow us to do digital. So that might also be a problem because right now the charter requires that they have a paper copy. And I would agree about the digital copy, but we may need to look at that change because following the charter, clerk's done a real good job of making sure we have an agenda and minutes and things like that. But maybe this is the next thing that we need to look at.
And not kill so many trees.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Let's move. I'm done. That's all the questions I have.
Or concern? Okay. So now the first part of the meeting will always be the enrollment. And the first board bill we have before us is board bill number 8, introduced by Alderwoman Shameen Clark Hubbard, Alderman John Collins Muhammad, Alderwoman Christine Ingracia, Alderwoman Pam Boyd, Alderman Jack Coder. And it says Alderman Jack Coder, so we may want to change that to Alderman Jack Coder. So that's I don't know if it's just on the agenda. See, and also is in who else? Okay. Okay. Okay, it's got correct. Okay. Alderwoman Lisa Middlebrook, Alderman Tom Oldenburg, Alderman Sarah Martin, and Alderman Jeffrey Boyd. And this is an ordinance calling, providing for the holding of an election in the city of St. Louis on November 3rd, 2020, for the purpose of submitting to qualified electors of the city of St. Louis a proposal to levy and collect a property tax of 6 cents per each $100 of assessed value in addition to the current authorized levy of 19 cents per dollars of assessed value as provided for in section 210-860R revised Missouri statute for the purpose of providing additional funding for the Community Children's Service Fund, and in particular to fund early childhood services to children aged 5 years and younger. And so what we are supposed to be doing, and what I typically do, I have a green copy here and I have a white copy, and I actually physically go through and compare. Now, it has brought up to me, and this may be something we do in the future, that there is a program that will do this now, that will actually take what is called the engrossed copy and the roll copy and compare them side by side. But right now, we are that computer. So I don't know if you have the capacity, because if you didn't print them out, but that's what we should be doing right now. We should be, and there have been times when we have left something out. So it's kind of important, because this is the last step before it goes for signatures, that they are the same. And also on the green copies, we only do single page. We don't front and back. And the only page that is extra, the green copy has a signature page that the copy that's enrolled has a signature page, whereas the engrossed copy does not. And that's the page that I sign it, the clerk sign it, the mayor signs it, and the president of the board signs it. I didn't find any problems with board bill number 8. Did any of the committee? Were you able to compare? Okay, we don't really, being that we found no problems, I'm going to affix my signature, and I'm going to do that for each board bill before us. And then I will take them down to the Board of Aldermen so that they have them today, right after the meeting. Okay, the next one we have is Alderwoman Howard's board bill, number 10. And it is a proposed ordinance that will repeal the City of St. Louis Ordinance 70973, which established the residential parking district 5347 Nottingham Parking District and enact a new ordinance in order to revise the name of the parking district to 5347-5353 Nottingham Parking District, and add to the district the area along the northern property line of 5347 to 5353 Nottingham Avenue. Oh, I want to go back for a minute. I don't think we need to pass these out again, but just in case, I'm going to entertain a motion to pass out board bill number 8 as enrolled. Check the rules, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And board bill, that was the one we just enrolled. Hello? Hello?
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Fine.
So
Okay,
now,
so-
help me understand here.
Yes, we do. I need a motion to pass out board bill number 8 as a do pass recommendation, and that is
So
enrolled.
moved. So
Second,
moved.
second,
Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Alderwoman Howard,
Aye.
Alderwoman Green,
Aye.
Alderman Todd,
aye,
Chairwoman Tyus.
Aye.
4 aye votes.
With your vote passed out, board bill number 8 is truly enrolled is what the name is, with a do pass recommendation. Okay, and so back to board bill number 10. Alderwoman Howard.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, we're gonna do the same thing with this board bill that we did with the previous one. I was just saying it was your bill for the parking district. So we're gonna work on looking through that to make sure everything is the same. Mostly they will be the same. Once in a while, they're not. Did anyone find any problems with board bill number 10?
No, ma'am. I would say that, any additions, the map's been added. It's complete as requested on the previous engrossment.
Okay, then I will entertain a motion to pass out board bill number 10 as engrossed and truly and finally passed.
So moved.
second,
Previous roll.
previous
objection?
roll,
Oh, hearing none. passed out as engrossed. I'm enrolled rather, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to get the two. I get them mixed up. I know the difference, but this is enrollment.
You're not the only one. Enrollment's the final test. Okay.
Okay. So the next one is what is this? Alderman Board Bill 13 by Alderman Jeffrey Boyd. The board bill is recommended by the Parking Commission and the Board of Estimate and Apportionment for the transfer of the sum of $5 million from the parking meter fund to the general reserve fund of the city of St. Louis to help offset expenditures from the general revenue fund necessitated by the COVID-19 pandemic and the extraordinary costs incurred by the city in its efforts to protect the health and well-being of the public. It contains an emergency clause. Mr. Clerk, I have a question. He's gone, Madam Clerk.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, at the bottom of each of these pages, right above the page, like page 5 or 6, there is a little line like there's some kind of writing that should be there. But I don't think it's part of the board bill. I was just wondering, and it's on both the engrossed and enrolled copies. You know what that is?
I'm not seeing it.
Look at the bottom of the page. Maybe it's just on the printouts because I have the printouts.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm looking at the electronic copies and I'm not seeing it.
Okay, on each of these pages.
What page are you on, Chairwoman?
Every page. I mean, it's on every page. Let's see, starting from page 901, it's on page 2 of 6, 3 of 6, 4 of 6, 5 of 6, 6 of 6.
Now, what I do see, Madam Chair, is as you look at these as they've been uploaded, part of the print is missing starting on page 2, where it says the date. The date is like half of the print is gone. Is everybody else seeing that also?
And then it'll bring the full thing on up.
Download it, or you just
I think maybe the copier, if they scanned these and put them in, I think maybe when they scanned them, it missed just this line. And then the date on page 3 is cut off. It's there, but you can see that for some reason, I guess the scanner missed it.
So I problem.
And then on page 4, it's gone.
I had that problem. I had to click on it and then act like I was printing it, and not like I was printing it. It all came up and I could see. But my problem, Madam Clerk, again, oh, see, yeah, that's the date, June, whatever, printing out on either one. So you have that, it's not pushed down far enough. You want to see what I'm saying? So I think in your footnote, it should say date June or whatever the date is, or July, that is not showing up. I don't know if you meant to have the date there or not.
It looks like, right, that's from June 30th. This is part of the ordinance that was.
Ordinance,
Oh, that's the other ordinance number. Okay,
Ordinance
okay.
that enables this ordinance.
All right, so then it was just, all right, thank you. Okay, I didn't find any other problems. Anyone find any problems with this board bill?
No, I did not.
I did not.
All right,
All right.
motion that board bill number 13 be passed out with a due pass recommendation as
So
true.
moved.
Second.
Previous roll. Objection. No, hearing no objections to previous roll. Board bill 13 is passed out as truly enrolled. I'm affixing my signature. Okay. And then the last bill we have to enroll before we engross one bill is board bill 16, Alderman Joseph Volner. Okay. The overall purpose and reason for the bill is to assist the city in financing in part the city's cash flow reserve requirements during the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2021, to allow the city to cover periods of temporary cash flow deficits resulting from an uneven flow of revenue. So this is just a transition bill to keep us in the money while we pass our budget. Okay. Did anyone find any problems with Board Bill 16?
No, ma'am, all appears in order with attachments and all information is included.
Alderman Green, you have any problem?
Nope, looks good to me.
Alderman Todd,
No, it looks good to me too.
okay. I would entertain a motion that we pass out Board Bill 16 as finally passed and truly engrossed.
So moved?
Second,
Previous roll.
Okay, so I'm signing this one. So that's the board bills that we had last week. And so I'll be taking those downtown, and then we just have one board bill, Board Bill 25 on the agenda, which is to be, and I'm sorry, those bills were truly enrolled. I'm gonna get it together. Board Bill 25 is to be engrossed, and that is a board bill by Alderwoman Kara Spencer. He authorizes the Director of Health to enter into a contract with the National Association of County and City Health Officials as part of a Center for Disease Control and Prevention grant to fund the Public Health and Safety Team Toolkit. It involves a grant during the period from February 18, 2020 through July 31st, 2020, with an expectation that these dates will be extended. And it is in the amount of $27,928.92 for the City of St. Louis Department of Health to participate with NACCHO and CDC as they develop and launch a toolkit across the country to measure creation and evaluation of public health and public safety collaboration designed to reduce substance use disorder deaths. The City of St. Louis Department of Health will be working with NACCHO and CDC, providing feedback as this new toolkit is developed and implemented. And this board bill is for engrossment. We need to go through it and look for any errors or mistakes. My only comment is that instead of amendment, they said on page 1 of 2, line 11, line 12, see attached. So that's a little different, but it is attached, so that's fine with me. I would prefer that that be bolded so that people looking for it will know where it's referred to. But other than that, I have no problems with this. Anyone else? Alderwoman Green?
I have nothing. Sorry, I have nothing. My voice-
Alderwoman Howard,
No, no problems here.
Alderman Todd.
I don't see any problems.
Okay, Madam Clerk, can we bold C attached on page 1, line 12? Yeah, page 1, line 12.
I noted it.
Okay. There are no problems. I entertain a motion that Board Bill 25 be passed out with a due pass recommendation for engrossment.
So moved.
Second,
Previous roll.
Any objections to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 25 is passed out with a due pass recommendation for engrossment. I don't believe there are any other things on the agenda at this time. Anybody else have anything they want to bring up?
Are we going to return to meetings on Wednesday at 10 o'clock? Will that be our regular?
Finish with Ways and Means?
I believe today we will be.
Okay, so that's why we moved, because we were allowing so
I
that
know.
every conflict of Ways and Means and other meetings. So yes, we will be returning back to the same time. Unless there's a Ways and Means that extends for some reason.
Okay, we were supposed to be finished. We thought we'd be finished yesterday, but that didn't work out. So, but that's okay. So we will, hopefully we'll be finished today.
So our committee, along with others, have been very nice to move our meetings because we
I
had
appreciate that.
scheduled. So any other questions or concerns? I will tell you, I'm going to send a synopsis of what has been learned so far in the ongoing investigation of the quote, Director of Public Health, the things that we have learned, what came out in testimony. We took notes and we're reducing it down. So it will be in writing so people can go back and check themselves. And I will probably bring Julian Bush back again but won't be any more joint committees, to our committee next week to answer further questions about this title that was made up about acting director, and some other comments that were made. And I'm sending him a letter to ask for not just his opinion, a city councilor's opinion about certain things, and all of you will get a copy of the letter.
Okay.
Okay, and if no further concerns, I move to adjourn the engrossment rules and credentials meeting until.
So moved. So
Second.
moved.
Second.
Okay, we are so adjourned. Thank you.